rated every Clone Wars set LEGO has ever made and put it on a tier list. Some of these are the best LEGO sets ever made, and others just deserve to be flushed down a toilet. I rated them from S tier all the way to D tier, starting with Anakin's Jedi Starfighter. This was my first LEGO Star Wars set ever, so this is gonna get a lot of nostalgia points for me. Comes with Anakin and R2. As my first LEGO Star Wars set, this is obviously gonna have some bias here, but there's one flaw with this set. I remember when I played with it when I was little, the wings were so flimsy that they just ripped off all the time, so I ended up just not even keeping it together. But it does still have a ton of nostalgia for me. I'll put it like around B tier. This is the Hailfire droid and Dwarf Spider droid, or just regular Spider droid, my bad. And it comes with 2 regular droids, 1 droid commander, and a super battle droid, retailed for 20 bucks. For the time, this was an amazing set. I especially love the Hailfire droid. That's like one of my favorite parts of this set. Pretty much everything in this set is just something great for army building, even though it's not a battle pack, which is pretty crazy. I see a lot of S tiers in the chat. I agree with you guys. I think this belongs in S tier. Magna Guard Starfighter. This comes with 2 Magna Guards. These guys are very expensive minifigs, and it retailed for $45. The build, I don't feel like is as appealing because it's just not as iconic, but the Magna Guards carry. Why the heck did LEGO not remake Magna Guards at any point? This is like one of the only times we've gotten Magna Guards in a set. Why not give us Grievous in this set? That is definitely a missed opportunity. C tier. Okay, so a lot of you guys think that this set belongs in C or D tier. I think I'm gonna put it in B because Magna Guards nowadays are so freaking rare, and the nostalgia factor puts it up pretty high. It's missing some potential, but it's still a really solid set. The V19 Torrent. It retails for $55. Comes with a clone pilot, which is pretty cool. It could have came with more minifigs than just a singular clone pilot. Like, they could have at least maybe included some space droids or maybe some other clone troopers. Just one minifig is just making me question why the heck did LEGO only include one? I think the build is amazing, but it's missing some potential with the minifigs. C tier, A tier, S tier. We are all over the place, guys. I like it a little bit less than the other ones in B tier, so I think this is going in C tier. One minifig for 55 bucks. You're getting an amazing build, but still pretty lacking in that department. The ATTE Walker. This set is freaking amazing, and I wish I got it as a kid. And it comes with a stacked minifig selection, including Anakin, Ahsoka, a battle droid, a phase 1 clone, phase 1 Rex. It even comes with freaking Rod of the Hutt, guys. Can we talk about how cool that is? The minifigs are crazy. The build is really good for the time. Captain Rex is really expensive nowadays. This is such an amazing set, and I wish I had the money for it as a kid, but I obviously didn't. I was probably making like 50 cents from my allowance each month. That's like, you know, a little bit less than the $90 threshold that I need to buy this set. It's as big as queso.
Yep, you're banned.
This is definitely an S tier set. It even holds up a little bit today, and the nostalgia factor just puts it over the top. Definitely an S tier set. The Republic Attack Gunship. It's literally just a gunship with another stacked minifig selection. The build for this, I think, is also good for the time, but it doesn't really stand the test of time as well as the ATTE, but I still think it looks really solid. It comes with Ventress, a phase 1 clone with the rangefinder, which is technically exclusive, I guess. Phase 1 Cody, which is also technically exclusive because his armor is exclusive or something, and Obi-Wan for $120. This is an absolute banger. I see a bunch of mixed opinions in the chat. A tier, a few S tiers, a D tier. I want to make S tier seem a little more special than it seems right now. I'm gonna put this in A tier just because I don't think the build quite holds up as well as, say, the ATTE. The Droid Gunship comes with 3 battle droids and retailed for $30. Even nowadays, this would be kind of pushing it a little bit with the price. I feel like at the time, $30 for this was a bit high. I don't see any world where this isn't overpriced for 2008 because that's when this came out. I feel like the build is okay for the time, but it definitely doesn't stand the test of time. C tier, B tier. Guys, I'm gonna go below that. I feel like it goes in D tier just because it's just such bad value. I'm sorry for doing this on like a nostalgia nostalgic 2008 set, but guys, it's 30 bucks for only this, which nowadays would be okay, but at the time, look at the other options that you could get. In fact, I'll be showing you some other options that seem like a lot better value than this. The Republic Fighter Tank comes with a Phase 1 clone with a bunch of accessories, which is technically exclusive because, dude, I don't know. Something about the accessories makes it exclusive according to Brickset, another regular Phase 1 clone. This set is massive. If you compare this to all the other Republic Fighter tanks, this is the biggest Republic Fighter tank that has ever been made, I believe. A lot of people, including me, appreciate the scale being larger, even though it's technically inaccurate, because I think they're supposed to be smaller than this. Although $50, but it only includes 2 minifigs. I kind of wish it included like 3 or 4, maybe like 2 battle droids to fight or something, but still the build is pretty good. I see D tier, C tier, B tier, S tier. We are all over the place, but it looks like most of us are landing at mid-range on the tier list. Man, this is going to be a really unpopular opinion. Although I love the build, the minifigs are causing me to put it in C tier. The Twilight. This was the only time LEGO made this ship. The minifigures are Anakin, Ahsoka, R2, and Rada the Hutt. Again, Rada, just a celebrity at this point, coming in 2 sets from the same wave, and then I don't think we ever saw him again after 2008. For the time, the build was pretty cool. Obviously, you can see some gaps within the build, but you know, it has some playability. Looks like you can move the wings and stuff, detach the cockpit. Just the fact that this is the only time LEGO has ever made the Twilight, and the nostalgia factor for me, it kind of causes me to put it maybe somewhere in A or B tier. Geo says F tier? Why are you guys rating this so low? A, D, B, we're all over the place, guys. I think I'm gonna put it in A. This is a really solid set, and just the fact that LEGO was willing to go through with making the Twilight for once is just a huge W in my opinion. The Separatist Spider Droid. This is probably one of the most timeless Clone Wars sets. I mean, look at the build. You can't really get much better than this. I mean, I think the more recent iterations of this, they didn't really change up the build very much. It comes with a regular battle droid, 1 droid commander, a Phase 1 clone trooper, and an exclusive Phase 1 Commander Fox. Commander Fox is definitely above $100 now on Bricklink. The rest of these figures are just absolutely banger. If you would get multiple sets of this back in the day, it would be great for army building, and you'd get a bunch of Commander Foxes, which I guess would be good for investing. You wouldn't know it at the time, but it would have been a great investment. A tier, S tier, I don't see this going anywhere other than S tier. I think we're all in agreement that this is just a freaking amazing set, guys. Yes, Micah with a good choice. Let's go. I'm making the right decisions in tier list for once. Doesn't happen often. B19 Torrent Polybag. I'm not the biggest fan of polybags, especially when they don't come with minifigs. It retailed for $4. There's not a minifig. There's a build that kind of looks okay for like the scaling, but it's just not appealing to me, guys. I'm sorry if you love this polybag, but I just have to put it in D tier because I genuinely have no interest in this. S tier? Are you kidding me? Dang, Eric and that guy said S tier. The Clone Turbo Tank Polybag, and this is a pretty rare one. This was a Brickmaster exclusive, and it retailed for I don't know how much money. They might have given it away or something. I really don't know. 64 pieces in the set, and it looks like a turbo tank. Wow. Even though it's an exclusive set, I do not give a crap about this set. I'm gonna be fully honest, guys. I'm gonna put it in D tier as well. You said 100% S tier. Cowboy, I am terribly sorry. These next sets are from 2009. The Corporate Alliance Tank Droid. It actually has 2 exclusive clone jet troopers and 2 battle droids. And the tank droid just looks so good, especially for the time. I had a blast with this set. $25. It's expensive for how many minifigs you get, especially considering I think battle packs were going for like $12 at the time, but the build of the tank droid completely makes up for it in my opinion. You could argue that it's overpriced, but I personally think it's worth it. Just because the price point is $25, I think it could have been marked down to $20 maybe, but I still think even with that said, not quite S tier, but definitely A tier because I had so much fun with this back in the day. Ahsoka's Starfighter and Vulture droid. I think this this format of sets was pretty new at the time. The minifigures are Ahsoka R7, which is exclusive. It comes with 2 Buzz Droids as well. And the Buzz Droids, I feel like, are such amazing minifigures. It does retail for $40. If you equate this to Anakin Starfighter, you're adding a Vulture droid and 2 Buzz Droids for $20 more. That's not terrible value. C tier, B tier, S tier. It looks like you guys think it's for sure above average. I don't think it quite belongs in A tier, but it's a high B tier in my opinion. Count Dooku's Solar Sailor. The minifigures are Count Dooku, 2 Magna guards, and a pilot droid, which is actually exclusive to this set. And it looks like Count Dooku might have been exclusive at the time as well, which if you haven't seen a close-up of Clone Wars Dooku, you might not want to check because he looks a little bit cursed. The minifig selection is absolutely awesome. This costs $50, which I think is pretty fair, especially considering Magna Guards were really sought after, even for the time, I believe. I think this being the first time with Count Dooku being in a set, getting this in a $55 set had to feel special. C tier, A tier, this one probably rates pretty high. I think it's about time to do a poll. 56% of you guys said B tier. We're gonna put it in B tier. Pirate Tank. It comes with Obi-Wan, Turk Falso, which is exclusive, and the exclusive Hondo. Hondo from back in the day had to feel so cool to get. If you had Lego Star Wars The Clone Wars on like your Wii or something, this is a fantastic set to have because you get to drive around with this vehicle in the game. Looks like a lot of you guys are saying A tier or B or C tier. Build is trash. I don't see the build as being trash just simply because I'm so used to it being in the Lego games. Just because this set comes with Hondo, it's going in S tier, guys. I'm sorry if that is an unpopular opinion. B.5, what is that? A lot of you guys are saying it should be a lot lower than it actually is, but guys, I gotta stand by my word. Let's not forget that Hondo is exclusive to this set. The Clone Walker Battle Pack comes with 2 plain Phase 1 clones, a Phase 1 gunner, and Phase 1 clone with black accessories, which is technically exclusive. The price for this set back in the day was $12. That is insane value. You get a decent Walker build for the time. I think this was up to par for battle pack builds, but guys, let's be honest. We don't get battle packs for the builds. We get them for the minifigs. Getting 3 plain Phase 1 clones, one of them you can customize with accessories, and you get a clone gunner, which you see every once in a while in the show. This is going nowhere other than S tier. But those faces though, you know what I said in my last video? If the faces look bad, just cover them with a helmet and it's okay. When I talk about the ATOT, bring that point up again. This set was an amazing set for army building. If you have a friend who says to you that they hate this set, just don't be their friend anymore. The Assassin Droids Battle Pack, which this one, for the longest time, I thought it had 4 minifigs in it, but it actually has 5 in it. Comes with 3 silver Assassin Droids and 2 black Assassin Droids. The silver looked so freaking cool at the time. Obviously, I'm gonna want to buy the Clone Walker Battle Pack more than this one, but I still think that it was a pretty cool set. I remember really enjoying the build as a kid. Holy crap. You guys are saying F tier and D tier. Oh, but a few of you guys are saying A tier and S tier, but most of you guys are saying D tier. Guys, I have to disagree. This isn't as bad of a set as you guys are making it out to be, just because I think we're all biased towards the Clone Walker Battle Pack. So I think this set still is pretty good. I will put it in B tier. The Hyena Droid Bomber, which comes with 3 rocket droids. I actually had this set as well, and it retailed for $20. This is basically like a massive version of a Vulture droid, except it drops bombs. Pretty darn cool concept. You can also see at the bottom, it can transform like this. It can walk like the Vulture droids when they aren't flying. The minifig selection is pretty good. And for $20, I feel like this is a really good deal. I already said that I love the Corporate Alliance tank droid. This was $25. And this set right here is $20. I think this set is actually really good value for the time. A lot of people probably slept on this set. I see a lot of A tiers, S tiers. I don't think it quite belongs in S tier, but now that I look at this set, even though it doesn't have like any clones in it or whatever, I still think it's a solid A tier set. This is the original AAT. It comes with 2 battle droids. Dang, wait, 2 battle droids? I only see 1 in this set. That's what Brickset said though. A Phase 1 clone, 3 super battle droids with missile arms, and Yoda. And this retailed for $50. The fact that it came with 3 super battle droids with rocket arms is crazy, guys. And the build looks fantastic. It looks massive. I don't see this going anywhere other than S tier. When I think of the golden age of Star Wars The Clone Wars, I think of this set right here. This is probably one of the most iconic sets from this era. I would always see this in ads and stuff, and I'd always really want this, but I never had enough money to get it. This is the Republic Attack Shuttle. The minifigures are Phase 1 clone, a clone pilot, and Mace Windu. The build for this set looks so freaking cool. This was like an iconic set for the time as well. I think I've heard that this set has some stability issues, but I do not actually own the set to confirm that. 60 bucks is how much you have to pay to get this set. If I would have had 60 bucks at the time, I probably would have paid for this set, guys. It's a crazy good set. I do think it is ever so slightly overrated just because I don't have the set and I haven't experienced it, and I've heard some small complaints about it. I think I'm gonna put it in A, but it's almost going in S. It's a little blocky, but S. Okay, yeah, it is a little blocky, but a lot of builds were like that for the time. Just the fact that it is blocky, but it has the added nostalgia factor to it, I think it kind of cancels out, so I will put it in A tier. Zoner says, how dare you? I'm sorry, Zoner. The General Grievous' Starfighter Polybag. This set retailed for $4. I have mixed opinions. It looks really small for a polybag. First off, you're paying $4 for a super tiny build, but I do have a little bit of General Grievous bias in me. The fact that I'm a Grievous fan kind of makes me like this a little more than I should, which is gonna cause me not to put it in D tier like some of the other polybags from this era. I'm gonna put it in C tier. 1 tier up just because it has something to do with General Grievous. The thing about polybags is the builds that you get from them, they just don't have enough pieces to look good. Separatist Shuttle. It comes with 2 battle droids, a droid pilot, Nute Gunray, Anaconda Far, which Padme calls him Uncle Ono, I think.
Uncle Ono, Uncle Ono.
It retailed for $30. I remember really wanting this set when I was younger. $30 doesn't seem like a bad price for this. The build is pretty good for the time, I believe. We saw a lot of these ships throughout the Clone Wars, especially in the earlier seasons, if I remember right. I have a lot of nostalgia toward this. The fact that you get Uncle Ono and Nute Gunray in the same set is pretty darn cool. There's so many banger sets in A tier that I feel like I have to put it in B tier, but it is a really solid one. Anakin's Y-Wing Starfighter comes with Anakin, Ahsoka, R2, and it retails for $60. It looks so sleek. The minifigs are pretty straightforward. I would have probably loved to get a pilot clone in this as well. Oh, Easy S holds up today. That's a good point. I mean, look at this build. If Lego came out with this set today and it looked exactly like this, I'd be like, dang, yeah, that's a solid build. And that's by today's standards. This came out in 2009 and it is so freaking well built. I was gonna put this set in A tier, but you guys have convinced me to put it in S tier. The Venator-Class Republic Attack Cruiser. Let's just call it the Venator. Comes with Palpatine, a clone gunner, a clone pilot, and 2 Senate commandos. And it retailed for $120. The proportions are a little off just because it's a play scale set. The builds aren't going to be quite as impressive as, say, the UCS Venator. It was made years and years ago, and it has less pieces to work with. So with that said, I think this is a very solid set. Because of that, I'm going to put it in S tier. Get you baited, guys. This is an overrated set. If it's overrated, it's automatically going down at least 1 tier. If you guys want to hear why I think it's overrated, everyone for the longest time was talking about, oh man, I want to buy this set even though it's retired, and everyone was buttering it up. And then the UCS Venator came out and everyone seemed to like forget about this set. A lot of people just love this set more than they should, in my opinion. So I'm balancing the society by putting it a tier lower. Does that make any sense, guys? The Republic Dropship with ATOT. It comes with 6 Phase 1 clones and 2 pilots, and it retailed for $250. If anyone said they didn't like this set, I would be incredibly surprised. I don't think it belongs anywhere other than S tier. No one hates this set. Get your baited. We're putting it in D tier, guys. It is so freaking inflated right now. If you want to get this set sealed, this is well over $1,000. Some listings are even $2,000. This should not be that expensive, guys. In fact, it is about 8 times the value than it used to be on shelves. There is no reason that it should be going going for this expensive right now, but I'm putting it in D tier in protest of it being way too expensive on the aftermarket. Lego, if you're watching this, re-release this set so the value can just tank on every single listing on Bricklink. I'll put it back in S tier if Lego does that. The Republic Attack Cruiser Polybag. This was another Brickmaster exclusive, and I have no idea how much it retailed for. All I can say is this is a very chunky looking Venator. I'm gonna put it in D tier. A lot of the other polybags just go in D tier because it's not appealing to me. The ATTE Walker Polybag. This is one of the better looking polybags, and I feel like the build just translates a lot better. This was another Brickmaster exclusive. 94 pieces is a lot for a polybag. The build looks actually really solid. Although I don't usually like polybags, I think I would probably put this in C tier. The micro figures from my last video could actually go with this. That's actually pretty cool. Republic Gunship Polybag. Yet another Brickmaster exclusive for a polybag build. This looks so freaking solid. I don't know if it's because they just jam-packed it full of pieces, so I'd probably also put this in C tier, right next to the ATTE. Battle Droid on STAP Polybag. This was 28 pieces, and it includes one Battle Droid, guys. That's right, a polybag with a minifig. It was a gift with purchase, so I don't know how much you needed to spend to get this. I would have paid $4 for this polybag just to get this STAP and Droid. Why the heck did they put the Droid arm on incorrectly? What? I'm actually gonna put it in B tier. If you look at this polybag and say it looks like crap, I'm sorry, I just cannot agree with that. This is just actually a good polybag. The Clone Walker Polybag. This one actually comes with a clone trooper in a polybag. That's crazy. Guys, this was another gift with purchase. If Lego did more gift with purchases like this, I would be buying so much Lego, guys. This is a banger polybag, and I wish you could just go through and buy this for like $4 or something. Polybag builds are never going to be good, but the build, it is very functional. Just the fact that the build is functional and it has a clone, I think you've convinced me. This is an S tier polybag. I didn't expect to put any polybags in S tier, but I guess we just did it. Yeah, baby! The Freeco Speeder. The exclusive minifigures are awesome. Parka Anakin and D-Sen retailed for 25 bucks. I actually bought this set myself, but looking back at this, $25, I do not see the value. If I remember correctly, this set right here was also $25. If you had $25 to spend, guys, would you spend it on this or would you spend it on this? Because I think these could have been on shelves at the same time. For the reason of it not being as valuable, I might want to put it lower on the tier list. I'm gonna put this C tier just because it's pretty bad value. It does still have some exclusive minifigures, but that doesn't really make it up enough for me. The Droid Tri-Fighter. It has 2 rocket droids and an exclusive rocket droid commander. I remember really enjoying this set. This set was really swooshable. It had some Technic pieces in it, so it was reasonably stable. This was $25. This was actually pretty darn good value, guys. I see a bunch of you guys saying S tier. Is this actually an S tier set? Dang, I didn't even realize how good of a set this was until now. The only other time we've gotten rocket droids, I believe, was in the Hyena droid bomber. I think we're gonna put this in S tier. I didn't think we'd have so many sets in S tier already. 2008 to 2010 seems to be some absolutely stacked Clone Wars set years. Koon Starfighter. This is a banger set, guys. Retails for $25, and it comes with Koon in R7D4. His droid is exclusive to this set. As someone who's owned this set, I think it was slightly more stable than Anakin's Jedi Starfighter from 2008. I think they improved the design of Starfighters slightly, and I also remember that it had a feature where you could launch Plo Koon out of the cockpit. It had like an ejector seat. It was a really fun play feature of this set. The minifig selection is great. I don't have the heart to put it in S tier. Something is holding me back. I think it definitely deserves A tier though. Plo should have been ejected in the movie. Bro, this is the General Grievous Starfighter. It comes with General Grievous, Nadar Veb, and Grievous's repair droid, which is actually exclusive to this set. It retailed for $50, which I remember distinctly because the instant I saw this set on shelves, I knew I really wanted it. As a huge Grievous fan, this was my most wanted set back in the day, and I saved up $50 for this set, which was a ton of money for me at the time. I think I must have spent all of my birthday money and all of my Christmas money on this set, and I was so satisfied with it when I got this. And it comes with some amazing minifigures. The value is a lot better than the more recent Grievous Starfighter. S tier 100%. Dang, I'm gonna put it in S tier because man, do I have fond memories of this set. The Clone Turbo Tank. This might have been some people's favorite set from 2010, and it came with Aayla Secura, who's exclusive, Ahsoka, Anakin, Cad Bane, and 2 Phase 2 clones for $120. The build is amazing. Back in the day in 2010, if one of my friends came up to me and was like, oh, you know the Clone Turbo Tank? I hate that set. I would have been like, you know what? You have a great day. I'm never going to talk to you again. Aayla Secura is exclusive to this set. It has a ton of awesome minifigs. Cad Bane was crazy to get at the time too. Even the ATRT build is really cool. The minifigures, the build, everything just makes this set awesome. I think I'm going to put this in S tier yet again. Holy moly, Unk. How old are you? I was born in 2010. Benito, wait, you were born the very year that this set came out? I feel incredibly old. I think I'm going to take a while to forget about the fact that I am extremely old compared to some of you guys watching this video. Cad Bane Speeder. It has a black assassin droid, Cad Bane, a Senate Commando Captain, and Shahan Alma. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, guys. This retailed for $50. I just remember this set being featured in the Lego Star Wars The Clone Wars video game. So this brings back fond memories of that one level that features this set. $50 seems a bit steep for this build, but it does have a lot of minifigures. I feel like that kind of makes up for it. I think at the time, Senate Commandos were pretty rare as well. I don't think it belongs in A, but I think it goes in B because it is a pretty darn solid set. The Republic Attack Shuttle Polybag, which has 54 pieces and retailed for $3.50. The build doesn't look bad, but I am genuinely not interested in this set. I'm sorry, I have to put it in D tier. At the time, I would have probably saw this set and been like, where's the minifigs? And nowadays, I look at this set and also say, there is no minifigs. What the heck? Next is the 2011 sets, the Mace Windu Starfighter. It has RBB7, which is exclusive to this set, 2 battle droids, Mace Windu, and a tactical droid, which is also exclusive. When I look at this set, all I see is just straight up W's. Mace Windu having his own Starfighter in a Lego set is already crazy cool. The fact that it comes with 2 exclusive droids, comes with a freaking tactical droid. What the heck? That is awesome. It also comes with 2 STAP speeders. In the Lego Star Wars The Clone Wars video game, you see this speeder a lot. These builds look really great for the time. So it has awesome builds, awesome minifigures. What more can you ask for? I'm gonna put it in S tier. It literally says special edition on the side. The fact that it was hard to get emphasizes more that it should be S tier. I don't think I ever saw this on shelves, but I saw it all the time in advertisements. I just really wanted this so bad, but I couldn't get it. And $40 for this, that seems very reasonable to me. The Battle for Geonosis. That's right, not the Battle of Geonosis, the Battle for Geonosis. Very confusing name. I don't know why they named it that. It has 2 battle droids, an exclusive version of Captain Rex, and Luminara Unduli. It also has a super battle droid with a rocket arm, which at the time, these rocket armed super battle droids were actually getting quite rare. When I tell you I wanted this set as a kid, I wanted it so freaking bad. When I first saw this in the Lego catalog, I saw this build right here and I wanted it so bad. Then I saw the minifigures. My eyes probably popped out of my head because I was so excited to see it. But yet I never got my hands on this set. This retailed for $40. I don't remember ever seeing it in stores. This is definitely yet another S tier set. We've got way too many S tier sets, guys. This era is full of them. We get you're old. I'm not that old, guys. I've only been an adult for 18, 19, 20, 21 to, oh crap. I've been an adult for 4 years. I'm sorry for being old. The Clone Trooper Battle Pack. This was a really cool set to get back in the day. It has an ARC Trooper, 2 Bomb Squad Troopers, and a Horn Company Trooper. This was such an innovative battle pack for the time. The retail price was $13 for this. So battle packs had increased by a single dollar, which is not that big of a deal in my opinion. Looking back at this, I don't think any of these have an army building appeal to them. Sure, I I'd like to get maybe one battle pack for my collection nowadays, and I have a lot of nostalgia, which makes me biased, which makes me want to get a ton of these sets. But removing all of that bias, you don't see a lot of Horn Company, you don't see a lot of Bomb Squad troopers throughout the Clone Wars, and ARF troopers aren't really good for army building either, at least not as good as some other clones that you could put in battle packs. So looking back at this now, I don't think it's as good as I thought it was back in the day. Now I think I'm gonna put it in B tier because it's just not very practical. I have a better idea for this battle pack. If LEGO would have swapped this with a different battle pack and included all of these figures in separate sets exclusively, I think that would have been a better way to do it than just lump them all in a battle pack. The Mandalorian battle pack, 4 Death Watch Mandos, $13 for this set. In 2011, I feel like we got 2 very contrasting battle packs. This one right here was pretty innovative and diverse, but you don't want to buy a lot of them because it just doesn't have a lot of army buildability. But this one is perfect for that. That's why I remember a lot of people getting quite a few of these. I gotta put it in S tier. I would like some female Death Watch Mandos. That's a good point. I might change my rating on this because there are a few things that stand out as flaws with this. One of the flaws is there's no real diversity. So it would have been nice to maybe get just 1 out of the 4 Mandos, maybe make them something different. Now that I think more deeply about this, building an army of Mandalorians just isn't as good as building an army of, say, clone troopers or stormtroopers. Other than that, I think it still holds up. Let's do a poll on this, guys. 67% of you guys said that we should put it in A tier, and I will respect that. We will put it down to A tier. The Bounty Hunter Assault Gunship. It comes with a black assassin droid and 3 exclusive minifigures, which includes Aura Singh, Embo, and Sugi. This set was legendary at the time. It retailed for $50. For someone obsessed with clone troopers and just wants to army build, this set is still really good in my opinion. The build looks really solid. It looks a lot like the ship does in the show, and it has 3 exclusive minifigures, which are all really cool. Embo especially looks so freaking cool. Just because we're putting so many sets in S tier, I think we're gonna put this in A tier. We gotta balance this list a little bit more. The T-6 Jedi Shuttle. And it has Anakin, Obi-Wan, Saesee Tiin, and an exclusive Shaak Ti minifig, which a lot of people still really like Shaak Ti. The build looks really solid. It seems like every single set from 2011 has S tier potential. Saesee Tiin and Shaak Ti both in one set is just awesome. The build looks pretty decent, actually more than decent for the time. You can see right here that it actually spins around, so pretty darn functional, pretty darn aesthetically pleasing. I don't know if we should put another set in S tier. I think it almost has S tier potential, but we're gonna put it in A tier. The Sith Nightspeeder. This one comes with Anakin, the exclusive version of Ventress, and an exclusive version of Savage Press. Just the fact that this comes with Savage Press is just amazing. I thought he was such a cool character. The minifigure looks awesome. Ventress looks great as well. The build is a little bit weird. I don't know what other build they could have included besides the Nightspeeder, but I'm glad that they made this just for the minifigures. Anakin looks really solid too. I think he looks better like this than he does with his little pauldron thing on earlier in the Clone Wars. Ooh, a lot of you guys are saying A tier. If this didn't have Savage Press, I'd probably put it in C tier, but since it has Savage, we're gonna put it all the way up in A tier, guys. F tier, D tier, what the heck? If you're saying F tier or D tier because of the build, that is completely valid, but I think the minifigures make up for it. The Geonosian Starfighter. So this comes with Commander Cody without a pauldron and comma, which technically makes him exclusive, even though he has less parts. A Geonosian without wings, and an exclusive version of Ki-Adi-Mundi. I think this is the first time we got Ki-Adi-Mundi, right? The minifigure selection is fantastic, and the build looks really solid. This retailed for $30. For $30, I feel like you're getting a pretty darn good deal. C tier, B tier. This is so close to an S tier set. Oh man, I wish I wouldn't have put so many sets in S tier, because just so that we can balance the list, I'm gonna put it in A tier. So many A tier sets could have maybe been put in S tier. The build is so timeless. I feel like if LEGO came out with the same set and released it with the same build, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, bro, this this is a solid build. I wouldn't think anything of it. I think this really stands the test of time, other than the fact that Ki-Adi-Mundi looks like he is on some sort of drugs. The Republic Frigate. This is a crazy set. So this comes with an exclusive Phase 1 Commander Wolf, an exclusive Wolfpack Trooper, an exclusive F-Koth, and an exclusive Quinlan Voss and Yoda. It retails for 120 bucks. One of my friends owned this set back in the day, and holy crap, we played with this set so much. The fact that this comes with Commander Wolf and a Wolfpack Trooper, that alone makes the set already like S tier, but the build also looks really solid. $120 for this set actually looks like a very reasonable price. I find it hilarious that all the minifigures are exclusive except for Yoda. Even though I'm hesitating to put sets in S tier right now, there is no other spot for this set. My question is now, since we have Phase 1 Wolf, LEGO, where the heck is Phase 2 Wolf? Do you guys think that LEGO will ever make a Phase 2 Wolf? The Bounty Hunter Assault Gunship Polybag. This one has 81 pieces, and it was another Brickmaster exclusive. I'm not gonna lie, this actually does look like a pretty solid build for a polybag, but I don't really want it. If I'm gonna get a Bounty Hunter Gunship, I'm gonna want the minifigures to come with it. I'm not just gonna want a small thing like this. This is one of the cases where the idea is crap, but the execution is amazing. But the idea is still crap, so it's going in D tier. The Republic Attack Cruiser Polybag. And I actually got this set. It retailed for $4, and it has 41 pieces, about 10 cents per piece. And I'm not gonna lie, this one for a micro build is actually pretty useful. If you wanted to make like a stop motion or something and you didn't have the money to buy like the actual big Venator, then this was a really good alternative for making a stop motion with the scene with the Venator, where you can just show the outside of this one and it looks pretty good on camera. I honestly think this is pretty functional. The build, although it isn't perfect, it looks good enough to where you actually know it's a Venator. $4 for 41 pieces is S tier. The 41 pieces in this polybag, they're pretty small. I still think it's pretty good. I wouldn't put it all the way up into S tier though. It goes in C tier because it's one of the better polybags. It doesn't have a minifigure, but it's still pretty darn good for a polybag without a minifigure. This is the tier list for everything all the way up to 2011. Next are the Clone Wars sets from 2012, starting with the Elite Clone Trooper and Commando Droids Battle Pack. This comes with ARC Trooper Hammer, which is an exclusive minifigure, a Rancor Battalion ARF Trooper, and 2 Commando Battle Droids. The army building factors of this set is not as good as, say, some of the older battle packs, but I still really appreciate all the minifigures, especially having an ARC Trooper. The cannon build, that's one of the most functional battle pack builds that I've kind of seen in a while. Don't put Hammer in a battle pack. That is one critique that I have with this set. I don't get why Hammer is like a named ARC Trooper in a battle pack. I'd rather just have like a standard ARC Trooper or some kind of unnamed minifigure. This, I believe, was the first ever versus battle pack. I really love this dynamic because you're not only building your clone army, you're also building your droid army. A tier, S tier, you guys are rating this pretty high. I really love this set, but I don't think it can go in A or S tier. I think it's a very high B tier set. The Geonosian Cannon. And I actually bought this set when I was little, and this one comes with Barriss Offee, who's an exclusive minifigure, Phase 1 Commander Gree, and a Geonosian with wings, which is also exclusive, and an Undead Geonosian, which is yet another exclusive minifigure. This is packed with exclusive minifigures, guys. I see a lot of S tiers in the chat already. The build looks really solid. This retailed for $20, and honestly, this is a pretty darn good deal for 20 bucks. You basically get the equivalent to as many figures are in a battle pack, and the build is much like better than a battle pack build, so I find that to be a great deal. When I bought this set, I honestly just did it for the Geonosian and Zombie Geonosian, maybe Commander Gree as well. I used this cannon quite a bit when I was playing with my Lego when I was a kid, so very playable set. I might want to put it in B tier or A tier. Well, I did see a lot of you guys say S tier. 87% of you say A tier. That is very conclusive. We are putting this set in A tier. Saesee Tin's Jedi Starfighter. For a freaking Starfighter, this has 3 minifigures. That's unheard of. So this comes with R3D5, which is an exclusive minifigure. Another exclusive minifigure, which is Evan Peel and Sacy Tin. This retailed for $30. The build is looking a lot more sturdy than the last few iterations that we've seen, with 2 exclusive minifigures, one including Evan Peel, which is from a very iconic arc of Star Wars The Clone Wars. I think this is a pretty darn solid set. The molds for these headpieces are actually so freaking cool. So LEGO put in a lot of effort into the minifigs. D tier, S tier, A tier, C tier. We are all over the place, guys. D, clone set with no clones. That's not good. Let's pretend we're not biased towards clones, guys. All that aside, I think this is definitely an A tier set. We may only think that things have to have clones for it to be good, but this set disproves that, in my opinion. Wait. Was this the set that had an escape pod in it? It does detach into an escape pod. How cool is that? It looks like this picture right here has convinced you guys that this is a good set. The Malevolence. It comes with Anakin, a battle droid, a commander battle droid, Count Dooku, General Grievous, and an exclusive version of Padme. Stacked minifigure selection. Am I right, guys? The exclusive Padme alone will probably get a lot of you guys simping for this set. It looks like a somewhat displayable model as well, even though it's a playset. Everyone's already saying S tier. The General Grievous minifig already makes me kind of biased towards this set because I love General Grievous. It's stacked. The Grievous is worth a lot. If LEGO wouldn't have made this set, General Grievous's Starfighter, I'm pretty sure Grievous would be exclusive to this set. Grievous was behind a $50 paywall minimum. If you wanted Grievous at this time, you could either pay $50 or $120. Those were your options. You couldn't get them for any less money. Z tier. Why are you guys hating on this? How could you hate on this set? I'd put it either upper B tier or A tier. I'm leaning towards A tier though. The minifigures in this set just carry so much, and the build actually looks really solid too. This is Pre Vizsla's Mandalorian Starfighter. It came with the Death Watch Mando, Obi-Wan, and Pre Vizsla, who's an exclusive minifigure. Pre Vizsla goes for a lot of money. In fact, let's look it up right now. Oh, wow. This is a $170 minifigure, and that's just the cheapest. Let's say this one sells out, guys. It would be over $200. Very good minifigures. The build of the set is actually really good as well. It looks so clean with the white on there. You know what? I think we're gonna have to put this in S tier because I cannot see anything wrong with this set. This retailed for $50. I would have liked to maybe see one more minifigure, but I don't know what else it would be. Maybe another Death Watch Mando. I can't really critique too much about this set. The MTT Polybag retailed for $4. It doesn't have any minifigs, but it actually looks pretty decent. This has only 51 pieces, and this set is really well made. It looks like an MTT, so I'm actually kind of surprised how well this looks for a polybag. That being said, it is a polybag, and I'm not interested in it, so D tier. Maybe C tier on a good day, okay? But that good day was last week. These next sets are from 2013. Let's start with the Headhunter. Look how high quality this picture is. I am so thankful that we actually have high quality pictures now. This retailed for $5. That's right. Polybags actually went up $1 this year in 2013. 54 pieces, which is about 9 cents per piece. Not that it matters because it doesn't have a minifigure in it. So I'm just going to put it in D tier. I'm sorry if you guys love polybags, but I'm just not one of you. The Mandalorian Fighter Polybag. Again, $5 for polybags now. What the actual heck is this model? Maybe I'm biased because the quality of the picture is not as good as the last one, but man, does this look bad. I do not like the look of this. This is automatically going in D tier because it's worse than the last set, which was already in D tier. Gonna need a lower tier. Guys, if we had an F tier, I would put this in F tier. The Republic Frigate Polybag, which also retailed yet again for $5. The model looks solid for a polybag. I'm gonna be honest, we might want to speed round these because I'm just gonna put this one in D tier as well. If you're LEGO and you want to incentivize me to get a polybag, I will just need a minifigure in it. No matter how good the build is, it's still gonna be hard to get me to buy it just because I'm just not interested in polybags without minifigures. The Umbaran MHC Polybag. Apparently this was only available in chapter book stores in Canada and very limited US stores. This was a very exclusive polybag, but do you think I give a crap? No, this is going in D tier. Sorry, polybag users. It's about time we move on from the polybags because I put enough sets in D tier now. The AT-RT. What an iconic set. This came with the 501st Trooper, an exclusive Commando Droid Captain, an exclusive Sniper Droidica, and Yoda, who is technically exclusive, according to Brickset. What is exclusive about him? We've got a really cool ATRT build, which is technically oversized, but it looks pretty solid. F tier, S tier. We are all over the place. This set was $20, guys. If you include the Droideka as a minifigure, then you get 4 minifigures in the set for 20 bucks, which I think is pretty good. This set aged very, very well until the 501st battle pack came out, and then people stopped caring quite as much about this set. But now that we have the 501st battle pack and we have like new 501st troopers, I think this set is all the more nostalgic. This set is maybe upper A tier or maybe S tier. A tier is winning. 69% A tier. We are gonna end the poll. It's official, guys. We are putting this in A tier. The Z95 Headhunter. This retailed for $50 and it came with a Phase 2 501st pilot, which is exclusive to this set, I believe, a regular 501st trooper, and the iconic Pong Krell, who's also exclusive. This was a very well-received set at the time, and it aged really well too, because so many people want to see another 501st pilot, and we just haven't got one yet. It looks pretty much like a small version of an ARC 170, which I think these are related models too. S tier because of the minifigures. All of these minifigures are very high value figures. Now the question is, where do I put this on the tier list? The minifigures carry, but this set is a bit overrated. So I am tempted to put it down from S tier to A tier, but since we have so many sets in A tier, I feel like we need to balance it out, and I'm gonna put it in S tier. The BARC Speeder with sidecar. This comes with 2 commando droids, an exclusive version of Obi-Wan, and most importantly, this is the only set you can get the animated Phase 2 Rex in. Oh, how much does this set go for sealed? This retailed for $25, which is actually a pretty good deal, I would say, but looking at it on Bricklink, it goes for $360 minimum. You might have to pay over $400 for this. This is 16 times the value of the retail price of this set. That is nuts. This set is definitely an S tier set according to everyone on the internet, but it is overrated, so it is going down a tier. It is a great set, guys, but I hate that everyone is like, bro, but Captain Rex, so let's make this set 16 times the value that it needs to be. Relax. It's Phase 2 Rex, but just get a custom. Would you rather pay $200 for Rex or $22 for an upgraded version of the minifigure that I'm selling on my website? Umbaran MHC, or the Umbaran Mobile Heavy Cannon. This was $50, and it comes with a newer version of Ahsoka, a light orange 212 trooper, and an exclusive Umbaran soldier. Lots of exclusive minifigs in this set. One complaint that I have about the minifigure selection is I don't know why they made the 212 trooper this color. It is very inaccurate. A lot of people like the fact that Lego did that because it makes them unique. The build looks extremely solid. Just the fact that it has something to do with the Umbara arc already makes this set all the better. I really love the build. It looks super solid, super accurate to how it looked in the show. I would put this at A tier or even S tier, but the fact that the minifigures look weird makes me want to put it in B tier. The Mandalorian Speeder. So this is $25 at the time and comes with 3 exclusive minifigures, which is Darth Maul with mechanical legs and 2 Maul Mandos with slightly different face prints. Getting Maul and his Mandos in a set with a solid speeder build, what more can you ask for? Just the fact that all of these minifigures are so rare and hard to come by nowadays, and the fact that Maul actually ended up taking over Mandalore in season 7 just makes this set all the better. For $25, I don't think you're getting enough minifigures. To make it more worth $25, I would really appreciate Lego including a minifigure from the Black Sun. Wouldn't that be so cool? This looks like a really solid set and it aged very well, but I think the value is just ever so slightly lacking. I see a lot of B tiers and C tiers, and we did put this in B tier, so I feel like I'm in agreement with you guys. The HH-87 Star Hopper. This was $40. All of these minifigures in this set are exclusive minifigures. It came with Cad Bane with reddish brown hands and legs, a Nikito guard, and Obi-Wan disguised as Reiko Hardeen. If I were to take a look at the build without context, I'd be like, what is this? Is this like a Wookiee vehicle or something? I don't feel like this is iconic enough to make into a Lego set, but the minifigures absolutely carry. The Cad Bane that came in the Justifier is far cooler. That is a very fair point. This Cad Bane just kind of looks subpar, but he is exclusive. The more we talk about this set, the more I hate to say it because it has exclusive minifigures, but I think this belongs in C tier. It just is not really appealing. I don't think this needs to be a Lego set. We are now going through some 2014 sets, starting with the Republic AV7 anti-vehicle cannon, which retailed for 40 bucks. This had 4 minifigures, which are all exclusive. It has 2 Wolfpack troopers, Koon with a dark tan undershirt, and a droidica. Wait, hold up. I think the droidica is actually exclusive too, because it has flat silver arms. This minifigure right here goes for a lot of money on Bricklink. These are about 60 bucks per minifigure, it looks like, on the cheaper end. Looks like a very sturdy build, but it also looks reasonable. I see a lot of Technic involved in it, but the Technic, you don't really see it a lot right away. I would just describe this set as very functional and having appealing minifigures. Figures are great and the build is awesome looking. Put this set in S tier. I am in agreement of that. I am going to put this in S tier. This set is so Greg. That autocorrect mistake is actually hilarious. Bro, this set is so Greg from Squad Busters, guys. We almost had a Commander Wolf in this set, but they removed it. They actually did that, Geo. The Coruscant Police Gunship. This comes with Ahsoka, an exclusive version of Anakin with the dark brown legs, and 2 exclusive shock troopers, and it retailed for 50 bucks. I see extreme similarities with this set and the Wolfpack set. You get 2 exclusive clones, and you get some Jedi minifigures as well. In fact, one of the Jedi, specifically Anakin, is exclusive. The build looks very unique. I wouldn't call this an iconic build, but it definitely is just maybe a little bit recognizable for hardcore fans, and the build actually looks really solid too. Although I don't look at the set and say, ooh, I know exactly what that ship is, I still think it's a really good set. I think the set still belongs in S tier because every other aspect is so freaking good. In 2015, we only got 1 Lego Star Wars The Clone Wars set, and that is the Senate Commando Troopers Battle Pack. This one was very controversial at the time. I think M&R Productions was leading a rally against this set. He thought that this set made the old Senate Commando Troopers less valuable.
Senate Commando Troopers and Commando Senate Troopers were pretty rare up until this, and this just absolutely ruined that. It was a real shame that this battle pack ever happened. I remember in 2009 when they first came out the Venator, I was just absolutely ecstatic about it. They were the coolest troopers you could get. They were blue, and then they went and made a battle pack 6 years later and just kind of ruined that. So that's my opinion there.
So a lot of people were ticked off that they bought the Venator just for Senate Commandos, only for Lego to re-release Senate Commandos in this set. This battle pack is not that good for army building because we don't see a ton of these guys throughout the show. This was a $13 battle pack. All of these minifigures in this set are exclusive because they have the leg printing. The Venator came out in 2009. Geo, you are right. Just knowing that this had a 6-year gap between the Venator and this set kind of, in my opinion, invalidates the argument. Ooh, a lot of you guys are saying B tier rather than C tier. B tier is leading significantly, so I think we're gonna end the poll here. I am satisfied with putting this in B tier, so I somewhat agree with you guys. We actually went a full year without getting any Clone Wars sets in 2016. It was kind of sad to see Lego just ignore the Clone Wars for a while, but thankfully in 2017 we came back, baby. Yoda's Jedi Starfighter came with Yoda and R2 for $25. This looks a little bit more like a $20 set than a $25 set, but it still looks reasonably solid. I actually ended up getting this set. I would label this set as very sturdy, very swooshable, slightly bad value. B tier, this build is nice, but it should have used 1 or 2 more minifigures. I can kind of agree with that, except for the fact that I can't come up with any more minifigures to include in this set because it is Yoda's Jedi Starfighter. What other minifigures could you include in this? Maybe like a clone trooper or something? I'm not sure. If I were to see this on shelves nowadays, I would not want to buy it, but it's not quite D tier because it is a very well designed set. It just doesn't have a lot of appeal in my opinion. I'd put it in C tier. This is the second Republic fighter tank that Lego ever made, and it is much smaller, but I don't necessarily think that that means it's worse. So this was $25, and it comes with 2 battle droids and 2 exclusive minifigures, which are Ayla Secura and a Phase 2 clone gunner. I remember getting this set and absolutely loving the clone gunner in it. And the build, I think, is technically more accurate to the scaling of this, and it looks really solid. The playability is pretty decent as well. Comparing this to the modern version, the turrets don't stay up. I grab the turret and it goes right back down. The saggy turrets are not great. You can see for this one, if you take a turret and move it up like this, it actually stays. This is a very solid model. It's a little smaller than the bigger ones. It looks kind of cute, but it also looks like a solid model. This clone gunner is the best one in my opinion. I fully agree with that. The current version with the helmet holes looks a little less good. I think it goes in S tier personally. General Grievous's combat speeder. This is 30 bucks. Yikes. Does this look like a $30 set to you? So this comes with white General Grievous and an exclusive version of Mace Windu. And it has the sequel box art. Oh my gosh, that is so ugly. It is unfortunate to see a set that has 157 pieces and 2 minifigures for $30. At the time, I think battle packs were $15. So you could buy 2 battle packs and get more pieces and more minifigures. The build looks solid, but I think is a bit oversized. S tier, no way. This is good value for a Lego set. No. Brick Critic, no. He's rage baiting, guys. This is the best set ever. No, I'm sorry. You guys are completely disagreeing with me. I hope you guys are joking. I'm not gonna put it all the way down in D tier, but the value is really holding this set back. I think this is a C tier set. One positive thing about this set, besides the exclusive Mace Windu minifigure, is it comes with white General Grievous. Other than that, this set sucks. This is Anakin's Jedi Starfighter. It retailed for 20 bucks. It comes with an exclusive version of Anakin and an R2 minifigure. Comparing this to the set that came out in 2009, this is a serious improvement. The fact that it is secured with Technic automatically makes this very sturdy. You can hold this set pretty much any way you want and it won't fall apart. The original version costed $20 and it looked like this. And the updated version did not increase in price at all. This is almost 10 years after the earliest version of this set and it is still the same price. It doesn't have any clones in it, which makes my clone brain almost explode like, bro, you shouldn't be putting this in S tier. You shouldn't be putting this in A tier. You shouldn't even be putting this in B tier. You should be putting this in F tier because it doesn't have any clones. But if I shut that voice up and pretend that the box art doesn't have Rey Skywalker on it, this is looking like an S tier set, guys. Almost everyone is saying S tier. What if it had Rex? Oh my gosh. You know what's unfortunate, guys, is when Lego avoids all Clone Wars sets in 2019. That was a sad moment. But in 2020, they made an extreme comeback. The 501st Battle Pack. This retailed for $30. This comes with 3 501st Troopers, an exclusive 501st Jet Trooper, and 2 battle droids. One criticism I have with this set is it's $30, but doesn't really come with $30 worth of figures, in my opinion. At the time, battle packs were still going for $15. Let's compare this to getting 2 $15 battle packs, which would be 8 figures. This does not have 8 minifigures in it. A lot of people are saying C tier. Holy crap. If Lego would have never made this set, the 501st Troopers we know and love today would all have helmet holes, which I know a lot of you guys hate helmet holes. And also, the 501st Jet Trooper just would not exist. Bro, this should have been like 20. I agree. The value of this set is way off, but I still think that this is a really good set. I would have put this in S tier in 2020. Now that I've had time to sober up and look at this objectively, I'm gonna put it in A tier. The AAT. Guys, according to my notes, this was $40. That's a lot of money for this set. It comes with Season 7 Ahsoka, a 332nd Trooper with no helmet holes, which is exclusive, and a Kashyyyk Driver Battle Droid. Looking at this without the price point, this looks like an amazing set, and I would have bought so freaking many of these. But $40? Even just looking at the piece count, 286 pieces for $40 is 14 cents per piece. And looking at the size of this build, it is pretty small. A lot of people had complaints about the turret being way too long, and I actually modified mine to have a shorter turret. This is a great set, but it is very overpriced. This was the first time that Lego included a 332nd Trooper in a set, and everyone went nuts. But the fact that it was so overpriced price prevented a lot of people from getting their hands on it. Most of you guys are saying B. I would agree. I'm gonna put this in B tier. In 2021, we got some more Clone Wars sets, including the Duel on Mandalore. It retailed for 20 bucks and it comes with Season 7 Ahsoka and Darth Maul. This is a decent duel set. The main appeal minifigure wise will be Darth Maul. This piece right here is a really cool piece. I can't remember if it's printed or if it's a sticker. This definitely isn't my genre of sets, so I'm probably gonna be biased against it. B, C, A. None of us are saying S tier. It looks like we're kind of mid-range with this set. For what it is, it's a good set, but it just doesn't appeal to me. I'm gonna put it in C tier. S because Ahsoka is hot. Okay, guys, that's our cue to move on to the next set. The Mandalorian Starfighter. This retailed for 60 bucks and it comes with Bo-Katan, a Mandalorian loyalist, and an exclusive Gar Saxon. Gar Saxon is the main reason everyone seemed to want this set at the time, but the build is also pretty solid. I actually bought this set, and after getting this, I have a major critique. When you get it in person, this side looks fine, but if we flip it around, this side does not look very good. But if you display it like this, it looks nice on your shelf. You can also display it like this, which looks pretty solid. Let's just pretend that it looks like this because we're only seeing it on display, and we are an adult collector now, guys. All that said, this is a valid critique if you are going to display it that way, but everyone's going to display it like this or like this. Gosh, I'm making so many excuses to put this in S tier, but let's be honest, I'm trying to cover up a flaw that is very real. As much as I want to put it in S tier, I have to put it in A tier. The Republic Fighter Tank. This retailed for $40 and it comes with 2 battle droids, 2 187th troopers, a 187th airborne commander, and Mace Windu with snazzy arm printing. But there is a major flaw that I would like to point out. When this set was first on shelves, it looked like this, but as I picked up this set for maybe like 20% off or on clearance, I started to realize the turret joints just do not work anymore. So that really does hurt my opinion of this set. If you're wanting to build an army, this set is a little bit steep. We've got 6 minifigures in the 501st Battle Pack, which retailed for $30. You also have 6 minifigures in this set, but it's $10 more. Yikes. A lot of people critiqued the fact that the sides look a little bit bland and angular. I don't mind the sides looking like this. The minifigs are good, but I would like to see better value in this set. Just because I love every single minifigure in this set, I'm gonna spare it from going in C tier. I'm gonna put it in B tier. The new 501st Battle Pack, which comes with a 501st Heavy Trooper, a 501st Officer, and a 501st Specialist. The 501st Specialist is the only minifigure in this set that isn't exclusive because it came in a foil pack. This retailed for 20 bucks. This was a cool extension to the old 501st Battle Pack, but the clones just don't make a lot of sense for army building. This was the first set that actually included macro binoculars. It's a really solid piece, and I think that's the reason that a lot of people were excited for this set. Just because this is terrible for army building, I'm gonna have to put this at C. Imagine if this was the format that they use for the current 501st Battle Pack, so they just swapped out those minifigures into this set, and then also had the 2 battle droids. What if Lego took all of these minifigures and put them into this set right here, so that it had a 501st Jet Trooper and 3 501st Troopers? I think that would be a much better version of this battle pack, and I'd be much more willing to army build that than this. The Coruscant Guard Gunship. This retailed for $140. This comes with an exclusive version of Palpatine, Commander Fox, and Padme, and comes with 2 shock troopers, which were also exclusive at the time that this set came out. This color scheme on a gunship is really interesting. I respect it, but I hope that Lego also remakes just a regular gunship at some point as well. I think it's cool that Lego did something new with this. However, I would be surprised if someone had this set and didn't complain about this minifigure right here. Commander Fox. There's obviously something wrong with this minifigure. A lot of people absolutely hate this Commander Fox minifigure because it is so incredibly inaccurate. The torso printing is way off. This is what Commander Fox should look like, but this is what he looks like. Just to name a few inaccuracies, his torso print is very inaccurate. His visor should be black, but it is dark bluish gray. A lot of people also complained about Lego printing the comma on instead of making an actual cloth piece for it. Also, that's a render. The actual figure looks way worse. That's a good point. It looks even worse in real life. Lego's printing right here isn't even fully white. It is slightly pink. Just compare the color of the legs, that is very pure white, to this color right here, and it looks very pink. The helmet also looks slightly worse as well with how thin the line is. Lego has been really slacking on their printing lately. If Lego would have made Fox a little bit better, the minifigure selection would be absolutely stacked. So let's take Fox out of the equation. Let's pretend he doesn't exist. Chancellor Palpatine looks really cool. Padme looks really cool. The Shock Troopers also look really cool, other than the helmet holes. Commander Fox, if they would have done him well, then everyone would have been so hyped for this set. The build also looks really solid too. Lego has been getting really good with their builds lately. It looks so much better than some of the older gunships that I showed before. They should have included Thorn instead. Ooh, Thorn would have looked cool, but they probably would have messed him up as well. Because this has Fox, I instantly think D tier, but with every other factor in this set, I think it brings it up to maybe a solid B tier. It looks like B tier is the most consistent thing in chat, so I'm gonna keep it at B tier. 332nd Ahsoka Trooper Battle Pack. The concept of this set is amazing, but the execution is absolutely terrible. This is $20, comes with 2 332nd troopers with jetpacks and 1 332nd without a jetpack, and a terribly inaccurate Captain Vaughn. The visor is extremely inaccurate. The helmet is extremely inaccurate. Even looking at the 332nd troopers, the top of the 332nd helmet is extremely inaccurate, and even the color is inaccurate. I don't know how many times I said inaccurate there. There's a lot of things wrong with this set, but I still think that it's pretty good for army building. The build is so bad. We haven't even talked about the build yet. It's a battle pack build. You don't get it for the build, but it looks weird. I think this almost goes in D tier, but I'm gonna put it in C tier because it's still decent for army building. The updated Yoda's Jedi Starfighter. This comes with R2 in an exclusive version of Yoda. I don't know what makes him exclusive. He looks the same as every other Yoda that I've seen. This retails for $35. If we compare this to the 2017 Yoda's Jedi Starfighter, this was 25 bucks. The current one is $10 more. Would you rather have this set for $35 or this set for $25? This build does not look $10 better. Just the build being slightly updated and Yoda being technically exclusive somehow does not warrant an increase of $10 in my opinion. I already put the other one in C tier. You know what that means, guys. It is a heck of a lot worse than the 2017 version. The only option I set up for myself is to put this in D tier. I would say I feel bad, but I really don't. At this point, I think a battle pack would be more worth $35 than this set right here. The Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack. This is the most valuable set of the year. This retails for $30 and you get a ton of minifigures with this. 3 exclusive plain phase 2 clones, a phase 2 shock trooper, 2 regular battle droids, and 3 exclusive super battle droids. We redid the mold for the super battle droids in this set, and I gotta say, it looks much better. Let's talk about the value of this set. Battle packs are going for $20. If you were to buy 2 battle packs, that would be $40 for 8 minifigures. This set is $30 for 9 minifigures. You pay $10 less, you get 1 more minifigure. And the minifigures are amazing for army building. I don't think people are talking about the value of this set enough. This is probably the best value set I've seen in at least 10 years. And the fact that I see some of you guys saying mid in the chat is crazy. What? If we take a look at the 501st battle pack, this was also $30 and it came with 6 minifigures and some mid builds. This one has 3 more minifigures than the 501st battle pack, and it has arguably better builds. There is no reason not to like this set in my opinion. If you dislike this set because of helmet holes, I hate to say it because I hate helmet holes, but you got to start getting used to helmet holes because it's the standard. It's a very hard truth to accept, but we got to do it. It's part of becoming a man. I don't think this set can go anywhere other than S tier. The value alone grants this set S tier. I can't state how much I love this set. With how overpriced LEGO is now, I think this is a breath of fresh air for how much value you get in this set. This set is amazing for both building your droid army and your clone army, which kind of reminds me of the time that I rated every single LEGO clone trooper ever made. Half of the comments underneath that video say never let bro cook again. I'm not kidding. They're really mad at something I did in that video.